Hello my beautiful friends, it's Amanda here, and today I am celebrating a milestone. My channel just turned 1 year old just a couple of days ago, and to celebrate I wanted to remake my first video that I ever posted. So today we're revisiting the Perfect Palette tag. It's a super popular tag here on YouTube. I love doing tag videos, and I've had the chance to try a lot of new palettes over the past year, so I forced myself to choose all new picks for each question, and I still love the palettes that I mentioned a year ago, but I did force myself to choose new ones, so let's get into it. The very first question is best packaging, and in my original video I chose the Too Faced Chocolate Bonbons palette. I absolutely love the packaging on that palette. I stand by that choice, but I do have two new palettes to mention here. The packaging is very different on these palettes, and one's a face palette and one's an eyeshadow palette, so hopefully I'm getting away with picking two palettes for this. The first palette that I'll mention is a face palette. It's the Champagne Collection face palette from BECCA in their collaboration with Jaclyn Hill. It has this beautiful white and gold with this like bubbly confetti explosion. It's so luxurious, it's so chic, it feels very sturdy, and the inside is beautiful too. There's a huge mirror in here that I won't show you so I don't blind you, and there's 5 products inside. When we're talking about packaging, this palette just like pops right into my brain. Look how pretty it is. You can't deny, it's gorgeous. Like I said, I have 2 picks for this one. I have something entirely different, totally other end of the spectrum, where the Jaclyn Hill palette is really chic and elegant. This palette is just really fun, cutesy, girly, which I also love. Like, if you haven't ever watched any of my videos, that is totally me. I'm talking about the LORAC California Dreaming eyeshadow palette. It has all of these like super cute little emoji style pictures. It's really colorful, it's really sleek, it has that magnetic cardboard closure. It's not too big, it's not too bulky, it's just great packaging. I love it. Again, it has a nice large mirror inside, and I love that they've maximized the space with the shadows in here. There's not a lot of wasted space. I feel like this packaging is just, it's fun, it's efficient, it's easy. I just love this. I love the packaging of this. I totally bought this just for the packaging, and I ended up actually really loving all the eyeshadows too, so I had to mention this one. The next category is Best Color Payoff. I originally chose the LORAC Pro palette. That palette has incredible pigmentation. It can be a little intimidating for beginners, so if you're new to eyeshadow, that one might not be the best pick for you, but I always highly recommend it to people who are looking for a versatile, really pigmented palette. Still stand by that one, still love it. However, this will be no surprise to you if you've watched any of my other videos, because I have been obsessing over this palette since I got it. It's the MAC x9 palette in Semi-Sweet. The reason that I chose this palette in particular, because I do have a lot of really nicely pigmented palettes in my collection, is because this one is all matte, and not one single shade in here disappointed me, even with brush swatches. Even applying with a brush to my eye, this is so pigmented, it's so blendable, they're so soft. I mean, I'm telling you, I know I sound overly excited about this palette, truly I am, but it's so good. It's so good. I'm pretty sure this is limited edition, but it's still available right now. You need this palette. I'm sorry. I know it's small. I know it doesn't look that exciting. Trust me, these are the best matte eyeshadows I've ever used in my life. Hands down. That's all I have to say about that. The third category is Most Versatile, and in my original video I chose the Z palette. I know that's kind of cheating, and I'm sorry, but I promise I won't pick a Z palette again. This time I'm going to talk about a BECCA palette. This is the Afterglow palette. Again, this one was limited edition, but pretty recently I was able to find it online, so if I can find this, I'll link it below. I'll link all these palettes for you if I can find them, but I'm pretty sure this one's still available. Maybe it was on Beauty Bay? I'm not sure, but if you can find this palette, It is incredible. Now, I know this may seem like a strange pick. It only has 5 shades in it. 3 of them are highlighters and 2 of them are blushes. But for me, this palette is incredibly versatile because I use the bronzy blush as a bronzer, and then I can use the highlighters and the blushes as eyeshadows as well. So I feel like I can really get a lot out of this little small palette here. I can get blush, bronzer, highlight, and eyeshadow done just with this small, slim little 5-shade palette. I think it's incredibly versatile. The pigmentation's great. We all know BECCA is just queen of highlight, and I love this little thing. I wish that I had 2 because I know I'm gonna use this one up. The 4th category is Best for Travel, and my first time around I chose the In the Balm of Your Hand Volume 1 palette. Still think that's a great palette for travel. However, I have kind of a wild card here for my pick this year. I am choosing the Cheek palette from the Pirates of the Caribbean collection with LORAC Cosmetics. I know maybe this seems like a super odd choice, but just let me justify my pick here for you. First of all, this packaging is light, it's slim, it would be easy to pack, but it does have a really nice, useful, large mirror. So I think that's something that really appeals to me for travel. I want something that's easy to pack, but I also like having an actually useful mirror. You know what I mean? Like I can see my whole face in this mirror. I think that the shade selection in here appeals to me in the same way that the BECCA Afterglow palette does, but I think what pushes this over the edge is that it has a larger mirror. So for me, I think it's better for traveling. But this does have 6 shades, so there's a bronzer, a blush, and then there are a bunch of highlight shades here. You could use them as blush toppers, you could use them as eyeshadows. I think this would make a beautiful eye look. You could do your blush, bronzer, highlighter, and eyes all with this palette. And you know, it's convenient, it's easy, it's light, big mirror. What else can I say that I haven't already said twice? I think this is a great palette for traveling. Question number 5 is a tough one. It's biggest regret. And in my original video, I chose the Urban Decay Vice 4. That one was just big, bulky. I really bought it because it was pretty and it was on sale. And it had a bunch of shades that just didn't really work for me. And I ended up selling it on Instagram. So I'm glad somebody who can love it has it now. Kind of a different choice here. My choice this time around is the Tartelette Tease palette from Tarte Cosmetics. The reason I regret this is really because I didn't have a good experience with the 2 shimmery shades in here. There are only 6 eyeshadows in here. The mattes are fine, but I was really disappointed with the 2 shimmery eyeshadows, and that made me not try any other Tarte eyeshadows for a really long time. I tried this because everybody loved the Tartelette and the Tartelette in Bloom palette. So I thought this would be a great way to kind of test the formula before I invested in a whole palette. And then it made me not buy any more Tarte eyeshadows for a long time, which is the reason I really regret this. This isn't like, oh no, I wasted so much money. You know, it's small, it wasn't that expensive. But the main reason that I regret trying this, I should have just tried the larger palettes, because now I have Tartelette in Bloom after you guys told me over and over again I needed it, and I like it so much more than I like this one. And my Tarte Maneater palette, which we'll talk about here in a little while, I absolutely love that palette. I love it. So I don't hate Tarte eyeshadows, but this palette made me think that I hated them. So that's why I regret this one. Number 6 is Best Color Names, and originally I chose the Too Faced Peanut Butter and Jelly palette. I didn't stray too far from that choice, although I am choosing a different palette. I'm gonna choose the Too Faced Sweet Peach palette. I love the way Too Faced names their shadows. I just think that they're kind of quirky and silly and yummy, and it's just fun, you know. They're not taking themselves too seriously, and that's what I really enjoy about the Too Faced palettes. I love these. Summer Yum and Luscious, and I love this one called Talk Derby to Me. I actually like the name more than I like the eyeshadow. It's just not a shade that appeals to me. But Talk Derby to Me is a hilarious pun. I love this. I love Too Faced palettes. It's not news to you, but my pick this year is the Too Faced Sweet Peach palette. The next category is most used. And in my first video, I chose the LORAC Pro palette. Honestly, I haven't been reaching for that one much lately because I do have so many new palettes that I've been working with. Still think it's a great palette, I just haven't been reaching for it. But I do have a definite most used palette, and when you see the inside of this thing, you're gonna know that it's true. This is why you don't see pictures of it on Instagram. It's so dirty and beat up, but I use it all the time. It's my Baby Z palette from Sephora. It has a whole bunch of my favorite neutral shadows. You can see it's just like dirty and grimy. This palette has my favorite eyeshadows from MAC, NYX, Morphe, Stila Kitten is in there, which is one of my most reach for eyeshadows because I wear it in my inner corner almost every day, either that or MAC Nylon. So this is my most used palette for sure. I pair it with other palettes when I know I just need a nice neutral something. This palette has me covered. If you don't have like a neutral Z palette, you really need to get that in your life because you will reach for it way more often than you think you will. The next category is most loved. And this one's hard for me because I love palettes. I'm addicted to palettes. If you haven't seen my palette collection video, the proof is right there. I'll link that if you want to check it out. But I kind of switch which palette I love just based on my mood. Month to month it changes. My original pick was the Too Faced Chocolate Bonbons palette. Again, still love that palette, but today I'm going to choose the Tarte Maneater Palette. I really don't know what else to say about this palette that I haven't already said a million times here on my channel and on my Instagram page. I love the shade selection. The packaging's so cute. It's slim, it's magnetic. Again, it has a good mirror. There's a highlight shade in here, and there are all these beautiful eyeshadow shades, nice, warm, yummy shades. The shimmers and the mattes perform beautifully. This is just like my jam. I don't know what else to say. It smells like chocolate. It looks beautiful. It's what I'm wearing on my eyes today. I keep going back to this palette. I love it. And that's why it's most loved. Category number 9 is least used. And originally I spoke about my Sephora Ombre face palette. It was like a circular blush palette. I eventually got rid of it just because it was hard to store. I wasn't using it. I think I gave it to somebody. I wasn't using it. So I passed it on. However, I do not plan on passing on my pick for today. My least used palette, because I've never used it, is the LORAC Limited Edition Enchanted Elegance Palette. This was a Nordstrom exclusive. I literally just bought it because the packaging's so pretty, and I have the Refined Romance palette, which I really love that one, and I've used it quite a bit. It's kind of like the sister palette to this one. So I thought that I would get a lot of use out of this. The shades just haven't appealed to me. The formula on these is beautiful. They're nice palettes. I haven't used it because the shades just don't appeal to me. Anytime I reach for one of these, I always go for the Refined Romance instead of this one. This one's just more cool toned. The blush is a little bit too bright for me. I think if you had a deeper skin tone, this blush would suit you more. Again, it's a nice palette. I don't hate it. I just never reach for it. I'm sorry. You're so pretty, I'm sorry. The very last category is Desert Island Palette. My original choice was my MAC 15 Pan Neutral Palette. Still love that, still use it a lot. However, today, nobody will be surprised by this one either. I'm gonna choose my Too Faced Chocolate Bar Palette. There's nothing that I can say about this palette that everybody else hasn't already been saying. The packaging's adorable. The shadows are fantastic. There's a great color range. There are 2 shades in here that could be used as face highlights. It smells good, it feels good, it looks good. Desert Island. Hey, I mean, if you're in a pinch, maybe you could even eat it. No, probably don't eat your eyeshadow palette. But if you're gonna be stranded on a desert island, take this palette with you. Everybody raves about it for a reason. It's a cult classic. I love it. I can't live without it. All right, we made it through all 10 categories, and I just wanted to take a minute to say thank you so much to everybody who has been on my YouTube journey with me over this past year. If you've subscribed, if you've watched my videos, if you've commented, I can't tell you how much I appreciate it. I have really loved interacting with you guys, creating content for you, and I just can't tell you how much I appreciate this past year and you hanging out with me here on YouTube. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye. For the last year I've had a lot of chance. Huh? That was so awkward. Can you just talk about it like a normal person? No, you can't. Because you are a makeup freak. And wait, what is it called? Champagne Collection Face Palette. Let's have a sip of coffee before we continue. Hopefully all my lipstick doesn't come off. Since I was just like screaming about that palette. Calm down, woman. Okay. And the reason that my choice this time around what? Okay, try that again. I don't know what The mailman's here. So my dog's gonna go nuts. Cool. There it is. Might as well just turn the camera off for the next like 3 minutes because she's gonna bark as long as she can see the mailman. Maybe I got a package.